Today we'll be doing an unboxing and review of Mezco 112's Superman, the Man of Steel. Hey, what's going on, collectors? It's your boy Big Nerdo here, and I'm super excited for this review today. This is my first Superman from Mezco 112, and this Man of Steel set exceeds all my expectations. I think I jumped in at the right time. I'm calling it a deluxe set because it's packed with accessories, head sculpts, effects that will leave any collector entertained for a long time. I picked mine up at ecollectibles.ca, and for any of my fellow Canadian collectors, if you haven't checked them out, it's worth checking out. They have an assortment of things from Mezco, Mafex, Marvel Legends, whatever you need, they probably got it. This is not an ad, but that's where I picked mine up. I'll put the link to their website below. So they kept the box art to a minimum, which makes sense to me, especially after I opened it. And it's not much of a box, it's more of a tin. But for what we got on the front, love this picture of Superman flying, city in the background, Superman, Man of Steel in the tin of steel, 112 pose, play, display, DC at the bottom there. On the side, we got one of the pictures here. It's not bad. I still prefer the one on the front. Not bad. On this side, we got Superman flying off. Again, different pose. This might be the one that I use for my posing when I set them up. Your regular disclaimers, 18 and up, choking hazards, and Warner Brothers, Superman, DC at the bottom there, all that good stuff. On this side, we got another picture, which is a lot better than the one on the other side that we showed you first. Him just, throwing the fists. I'd hate to be on the end of that. On the top and bottom, we have his symbol on his chest, which is the symbol for hope. And at the bottom here, we got the Mezco slogan, which I love. Mezco toys, by collectors, for collectors. Shout out to the collectors out there. You done know. At the bottom, same thing. But like I was going to say earlier, what it lacks on the outside of on the cover, it makes up for on the inside. Let's take a look. So this is your first look right when you take off the lid. And as you start to strip away the packaging, you start to see some of the awesome accessories that Mezco 112 has in store for us. And this is just the first layer. Then we get down to the second layer, strip that away, and then we start to see even more themes and accessories, which we will cover in a second. But before we do that, let's get Superman out in the display and take a closer look. Collectors, Mezco 112 did a really good job with this one. Very well done. I like the way the muscles shine through the uniform. There's a few things I'm not too crazy about, but I'm sure I can learn to love as I use it more and pose it more. But overall, I think he looks great. I want to go deeper into these accessories. Let's check them out. And here he is with all of his accessories. We have 7 interchangeable head portraits, 1 head portrait designed for his 2 heat vision effects, also a head portrait with a glowing eye effect. You use this key to toggle the switch on and off. Fists, a pair of holding hands, 2 pair of posing hands, and his traditional flying hands. Punching effect that go over his fists or holding hands. 3 magnetic bullet ricochet effects. Phantom zone projector. Starro that fits over any of the heads. And Black Mercy with posing tentacles. His Kryptonite trophy case. He also comes with his display base with logo and an adjustable display post, as well as an instruction manual on how to apply the batteries to the head that has the glowing eyes effect. For your articulation, full turning of the head, the ball joints in all the head portraits. Sorry, let me show you that. Ball joints are in all the head portraits. The neck twists a little bit. but all your emotions coming from right there, the head portrait. Arms go up, fairly decent, all the way up. Goes all the way up, but it'll start pulling on the clothes, so be careful there. That far back, as you can see, it's starting to pull. Joint in the upper bicep for turning. Double jointed elbows. Full motion in the wrists. In the torso, 2 joints. Upper chest, or lower chest, sorry. And in the waist. Getting an ab crunch about that far forward. And then that far back. Twists that far. Full splits, full Jean-Claude. And not worrying about pulling. We got right here in the upper thigh, we got a joint there for twisting. A lot of muscle definition there. Double jointed kneecap. And then you got movement in the foot. Full movement in the foot. And here's our Son of Krypton, accompanied by Mezco 112's Batman Sovereign Knight and Justice League's Wonder Woman. And they're making up a bit of a DC Trinity vibe right there. Let's go. And here he is with Mafek's Huntress. And it looks just fine to me. He's taller than her. Broader. But it works fine. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. And here we have a Marvel DC crossover with Mezco 112 Cyclops going up against Superman in what I am dubbing Duel of the Optic Blasts. Tell me who you think would win. I personally think that Cyclops is going to have a hard time with this one. Let's keep on moving. And here's Soups with another Mezco figure. This time I got Bishop out. He's one of my taller figures, so I wanted just to give you an idea of the scale. And there you go. That's what you got there. Moving right on into some DC McFarlane toy figures, we have Justice League's Superman. And yeah, there's no real comparisons here in quality or in scale. But that's what they look like together. Let's keep it moving. Now let's line them up with a DC McFarlane toy mega figure. Here we have one of my favorites, Clayface. And I love the scale. I love the way the DC McFarlane toy mega figures work with the Mezco 112s. I actually plan on getting Mongol that just came out not too long ago. And I can't wait to have that a part of my Superman collection that I've all of a sudden, after purchasing this one, am now starting to build. Let's go. So I've gone on throughout this video on how much I really enjoy this figure, and I do, and how well of a job Mezco did in the creation of it, and they did. However, there are a few things that I believe Mezco kind of dropped the ball on, and maybe just didn't put as much thought to the forefront in the creating of it. And such as the stitch work on the sides here. I'll zoom in on that so you can see. Just shoddy stitch work along the side. And these things, when it's shoddy like this, it doesn't have as much hold, so it'll come loose a lot faster. For a good example of what this good stitch work is, if you look along the back on mine, like all this down here, nice and clean. But if you look down at the bottom though, really janky and just not done well at all. Again, I'm not going to notice these things when I'm posing it in whatever position I got them in. So I'm not going to notice that, but you kind of see it. It'll be in your mind. And you just kind of wish they'd have taken a little bit more time to clean those up. Because then it just makes it feel like, they just kind of cut some corners. And I don't want to believe that about Mezco. I don't. And second, the material. I mean, they have really nice material, really sleek, very posable, very movable, showing off all his muscles, or as some would say, accentuating his muscles I'm just gonna say it shows off his muscles though. But it's very fragile, very delicate. Now it might be because I have really rough hands. I got big hands in there. I guess they're kind of rough. I always thought they're kind of smooth, but if I'm trying to oppose it or adjust the chest here, I'm starting to notice little pulls in the chest material. And I don't know if you have that issue with yours. Let me know if you do. But yeah, that I think is going to be something that's going to annoy me a lot. So please, if you know how to remove those things or get those things fixed, please let me know in the comment below, because that's something that will kind of throw it off for me. I'll always see those. And then lastly, the emblem. I wish I had given us something more than just a press-on look for the emblem on his chest. Maybe something that has a little bit of a raised feel, or an embroidered on the chest, and then maybe the sticker on the back, or embroidered or raised emblems on both. But that just kind of feels like he just kind of slapped it on and like a sticker, and then that was it. Those are my gripes, honestly. And I mean, that one I can live with, but again, it's something that I noticed. All in all, though, they did a great job. Like I said before, I can't say that enough. I really love the accessories, and they just didn't give you your basic accessories. They gave you themes, key elements from his timeline, from the comics, animated series, or movies. And just that detail alone makes me feel like Mezco really thought about that and how we're gonna be able to create storylines in our collections with this figure. So Mezco did a good job there. Definitely worth purchasing if you haven't got it already. This could be the Superman that you need, and the only one you'll need for a while. So I'm definitely giving it the thumbs up. And that's all I have on it. As always, thanks for checking it out. And please check out some of my other videos that I've done. And yeah, thank you for your time. Be well.